In the 21st century, Ukraine is being visited by tourists more and more frequently. Over the period from 2000, the volume of tourism has increased by 80%, and the number of foreign tourists is now twice as big as it was in the previous years. After the capital of Ukraine, Odessa is the most attractive destination for foreign tourists. The city is situated on the intersection of important seaways from Europe to Asia. The main functions of Odessa from the international perspective are shipping and foreign commerce. Besides, the city of Odessa is the main cultural, industrial, business and scientific center on the Black Sea littoral. According to data of the State Tourist Administration, every year Odessa is visited by more than 500,000 tourists, and in the middle of the summer, Odessa, with a population of more than 1 million, becomes twice as dense. The sea gates of Ukraine are always open for collaboration and development of relations between cities and countries. Since the time of its foundation in 1794, Odessa has always been the most international city of Ukraine. Odessa was founded by the Spaniard de Ribas, and one of its favorite and respected mayors was Duke de Richelieu. Odessa was built by the Italians, and a lot of people settled down in the city: the Greeks, the Jews, the Germans, and many others. During its golden age, period of free trade zone, Odessa wore the crown of international grain export leadership. Towards the end of the 19th century, Odessa was the fourth most popular city in the Russian Empire and the fourth economically developed city after St. Petersburg, Moscow, and Warsaw. The reason for Odessa's best architecture, peculiar humor, and the most beautiful women is maybe in the blends of styles, marriages, and capitals that ruled Odessa. Taking into consideration the recent creation of a free economic zone on the territory of Odessa seaport and the construction of the international airport, further increase of tourism can be foreseen. Considering the dynamics of tourist flow in the country and according to the economic plan of Odessa development, 50 hotels will have been built in the city by 2015. The indicator of provision with hotel places is 2.3 places per 1,000 residents. In Kiev, this index equals to 6 places. In Russia, it is 9. In big Western European cities, this index is much higher. Odessa has a potential to increase the number of hotels by at least 2.5 times in 5 years. In 2003, the average annual occupancy of Odessa hotels increased by 4 times. However, today, no international operators of hotel business have presence in Odessa. Taking into consideration the demands of foreign tourists for the level and quality of services, construction of 4-star and 5-star hotels will be guaranteed by the stable demand. The main street of Odessa, its pride and adornment, Deribasovskaya, was named in honor of the founder of the city, Joseph de Ribas. The street was built 2 centuries ago. Now it is the historical center, the core of cultural and social life of Odessa. Every year, on April Fool's Day, there are festive processions, a traditional Odessa festival of humor, Humorina. UNESCO considers listing this sunny street with adjacent Grecheskaya Square, Opera Theatre and Primorsky Boulevard in the list of the World Cultural Heritage. In the very heart of Deribasovskaya Street, 2 main sites, the hotels Большая Mosковская and the Imperial, are located. The latter was renamed Spartak during the Soviet era. A 5-story building of Большая Mosковская was built in 1904 under the direction of the architect Lev Vlodek in the early modernist style and became a dominating building in Deribasovskaya Street. With its prominence and elegance, Большая Mosковская was distinct from other buildings. The Hotel Imperial is 15 years older than the Hotel Большая Mosковская, although the building itself was erected at the beginning of the 19th century by a well-known architect Francesco Frappoli. During the 19th century, the hotel was reconstructed 4 times. The city garden is situated across the street from the building of Большая Mosковская. It is the favorite place of local artists and tourists. Eastern facades of both hotels overview the business district of Grecheskaya Square. which is a pedestrian area. International specialists in hotel business from Denmark, Switzerland and Russia noted that the locations of Большая Mosковская and Imperial are the most promising. Today, these architectural pearls are getting the second breath and a new life. Marching in line with modern style, the architect Alberto Foyo suggests overbuilding 2 glass towers to make a harmonious composition with Greek Square and Deribasovskaya Street. The author of the project wants to realize the idea of symbolic gates of Odessa from historical center to the business one, as the main business axis of the city starts from Grecheskaya Square and ends with the well-known market Privoz. The idea of business gates associates with the main function of the city, sea gates of Ukraine, as well as with architectural traditions of Odessa. These 2 buildings on top of Potemkinskaya stairs symbolize the gates to the historical center of Odessa. Renovated buildings will carry out their traditional functions. Net area of Большая Mosковская building will be 15,000 square meters, and it will allow to arrange 138 rooms and all the necessary premises meeting the requirements of a 5-star hotel. The principles of green architecture will be used in Odessa for the first time. Soaring gardens on the roofs and terraces of the buildings in the summer Odessa sky, collection and reuse system for rainwater, solar cell panels on the southern fronts. From deluxe rooms or staying in their own small garden on the open terrace, visitors will be able to admire the panorama of Old City Center and the Black Sea. On the basis of the analysis of Odessa hotel market, it can be concluded that there is a deficit in high-class hotel accommodation in the historical center of the city. Considering good market opportunities, stable increasing tendency of tourists' flow, and the lack of hotel sites in the center of Odessa, it can be objectively assumed that the occupancy of Большая Mosковskaya will be not less than 70–75% with the average room price of $100. It will give a high economic effect and profit to investors and the owner.